The Postmarked Turnabout stamp set, this is a really cool Turnabout stamp because it also coordinates with several of the products in this release, like the snail mail, for example. And this has a bunch of singular stamps that would stamp perfectly on an envelope. It also has this cool friendly post and happy mail and special delivery. And then when you stamp the Turnabout stamp itself, you can see the different stages. If you stamp 1, twice, 3 times, or 4 times, you can make your own patterned paper using this really fun pattern. So I'm removing this large Turnabout stamp here, and it comes with a transfer guide or a transparency sheet with the pattern on it. All you need to do is place your stamp face down, so stamp side down, onto this plastic. If you try to lay it down the other way, it won't line up. And you're going to try and get it to line up as perfectly as you can. The best way to do that is to get a bird's eye view. Now once you have your stamp lined up as best as you can, you're going to want to place it onto the Turnabout jig. This is sold separately. It's a piece of plastic that has perforated lines from corner to corner. And then you have the X on your transparency sheet that lines up with the X in those perforated lines. Close the MISTI door, remove that transfer sheet, and you're ready to get started, aside from, of course, grabbing cardstock that you're going to need for this. So I'm adding some non-permanent adhesive to the back of that, which rubs off easily when you're finished, but keeps everything nicely in place. There are some perforated lines on the Turnabout jig that actually help you line up your paper so that it's nice and straight, and then you're ready to get stamping. Now comes the fun part where you get to turn about. So I've inked up my stamp and I'm stamping it once onto my cardstock using some Stardust ink. I then went ahead and turned the Turnabout stamp, and I cleaned off my stamp and stamped the next one in Aqua Sky. So essentially you're stamping it 4 times, rotating each time or turning it about in your MISTI stamping tool, ensuring that it stays in the corner of your MISTI. Turning it the 3rd time now for the 3rd color, and I'm using some Midnight ink here for this one, and I'm stamping once again down onto the cardstock, cleaning off my stamp to get ready for my final color, and that is going to be some Dove ink, which is a nice light gray color, and everything fits perfectly inside each other when it's all finished if you had it lined up perfectly there with the transparency sheet. So I've created my own pattern paper, and it's so much fun.